everybody, welcome back to E Cubed. Today's easy English expression is really easy. It is, what have you been up to? Hey, what have you been up to? What have you been up to? What have you been up to? What? You can't hear me? Ah. Well, try the dictation. Listen carefully. What have you been up to? 6 words. What have you been up to? What have you been up to? Do you got it? All right, let me write it down. What have you been up to? What have you been up to? What have you been doing these days, for the past couple weeks, for the past couple months, for the past couple of years? That's possible too. What have you been up to? What have you been doing since the last time I saw you? Okay? Now, this is actually a question from one of our watchers, so thank you very much. I can't remember your name. I'll put it here. Yeah, thank you very much for your question. It's a good question. The pronunciation, he can't hear it, and yes, it's tough. So, in my DDM classes, Daily Dictation members, this is what we focus on. We focus on pronunciation and listening skills, linking, cancellation. And this sentence has a lot, so I'll give you guys a very special lecture today. What? Now, what in America? What? What? Stop sound. Think about a stop. Then we have the word have. Now, there are 7 H words, and I make the rule the 7 H's, okay? And it's he, her, him, his, had, has, and have. And these words in the middle of a sentence are very frequently the H sound is canceled. So, now that it's canceled, it's not a stop sound, we have to connect. There's a connection. And this changes to what they call a flap T. So it's not what have, it's what have. What have. Okay? Now, many students want to say the flap T sounds like an R. No, it doesn't. Not an American R. If it were an R, warav, warav, warav. It's not warav, it's whatever, whatever. So, if you want to think of it sounding like something, it sounds like a D. Whatever, whatever. So, it's not a duh. It's a very short flap T, which is like a D, whatever. Now, what have you? What have you? So, we can connect the V into the U, and it sounds like view. But there's another rule, and this rule is the V sound. So, if we have the word of, or the word have, or something with the V-E, apostrophe V-E, a conjugation, and the next word begins with a consonant, like B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z, I think that was right. Anyway, if it begins with a consonant, we can cancel the V sound. Yes, we can cancel it. So here the Y is actually a consonant, so we can cancel. So what you? What do you? What do you? What do you? What do you? So get that The is there. It's not it's not a long one. It's kind of short. What do you? What do you? What do you? Now, the word you has 3 pronunciations. We can say you, ya, and ya. Really short. It's a schwa sound, but it's really short. What do you? 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 Now this word, I think a lot of students want to say bean, but in America we almost always say been or been. What have you been? What have you been? What have you been up to? Here we have no consonant, so you need to connect. Been up, been up. Been up to. What have you been up to? What have you been up to? And the word to. At the end of a sentence, when it's a question, it will sound like to. Very clear to sound. Not a t sound, but a to. Okay? So, what have you been up to? What have you been up to? What have you been up to? Yeah? Too easy? Check out the dialogue. Oh, Tim, long time no see.
Hey, Shane.
What have you been up to?
Not too much. Slacking off.
Yes. Tim, the guy, the slacker. What have you been up to?
Not too much. Slacking off.
Mm-hmm. That's Tim. Tim is going to get fired. I think that's the case. We have one of our E-Cubed watchers. His ID is I hate cocaine, and he said, "My name is Tim. I am not a slacker." Sorry, Tim. Not every Tim is a slacker. But I do, in my mind, there is a Tim. And he was a bit of a slacker. Yeah, slacker. So anyway, today we're not talking about slacker. Slacker was a couple days ago. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back a couple lessons. What have you been up to? What have you been up to? This is real American English. That's how we say it. Very few Americans will say, "Oh, what have you been up to? What have you been up to?" Yeah, not many. Most Americans, "Hey, what have you been up to? What have you been up to? Ah, good to see you. What have you been up to? Long time no see. What have you been up to? Hey, what have you been up to? What have you been up to today? What have you been up to this past week? What have you been doing?" Okay? Practice and join DDM. You will master the English language over time and lots of practice. Oh, Tim, long time no see.
Hey, Shane.
What have you been up to?
Not too much. Slacking off.
Oh, Tim, long time no see.
Hey, Shane.
What have you been up to?
Not too much. Slacking off.
Oh, Tim, long time no see.
Hey, Shane.
What have you been up to?
Not too much. Slacking off.